So we're here to talk tech, aren't we? We're talking about kind of seamless experiences within tech. And let's just cut to it. What is it? What's the key to creating seamless experiences with technology in hospitality right now?
Yeah, it's a really interesting question because at Dojo, we have been promoting the experience economy. Now, it's a really broad kind of statement to make, but essentially we want to get to a point where we create a flywheel effect within businesses. So we offer a great product, which is ultimately payments. We make that as frictionless as possible. We wrap the product around that experience with our customer itself. And then we hope that with the technology we then deploy, that then creates a better experience for the customer. Mm-hmm. So essentially makes payments frictionless, makes it almost invisible. They then have a better experience with the customer. We then have Dojo bookings, which we then can entice more customers to the property, which then creates that flywheel effect of spending more, visiting more. Ultimately, the customer benefits because they're putting more revenue through the platform, and then we benefit because we're ultimately monetizing that transaction through that customer.
And that's so important, isn't it? I mean, last night, Chris and I went out for dinner. Not this Chris, a different Chris, because that'd be weird. But we went out for dinner, and we had not eaten all day, and we were starving. We wanted to kind of get through this thing nice and quick. Chris ordered 4 courses, ordered them all at the same time. Weird. Poor young lady thought it was a bit uncomfortable. But we got to the point where we wanted to pay the bill, and they had a QR code on the table where you can scan and pay. And we were like, wicked, don't have to stand and wait. It didn't work. And that's a problem, because then I'm ready to go by this point. I've finished, I've eaten, I'm done, I'm ready to move along. With that kind of situation in play, Hans, I guess you're out there talking to your customers and hearing it. What kind of frustrations is that bringing to your customers and to their customers, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, with customer service, you want to make it as kind of fluid as possible. I think hospitality are finding staffing issues as one of their major pain points. So with our technology, we kind of make that system a lot smoother. We've got our integration, we've got paid table, paid counter, so we can make the transaction a lot smoother. We've just launched the Dojo Pocket, which is going to be an order and pay device, which we're actually in lots of talks with the lovely Access Group. And that kind of means the staff can come over, order the food and do a payment in one transaction, and it just fits in your pocket. So that's what we're aiming with our technology, is trying to make it simple, clean and effective, so the customer feels it's just a seamless experience all through. And
I think you just hit a really good point there. No two customers are the same. They work in casual dining, they work in fine dining, they work in QSR operations, but ultimately they have their niche go-to-market strategy, and they want to deliver a certain unique experience to their customers. And we've got to build products that sympathise with those needs and complements what they're trying to achieve. And obviously, it working would be ideal as well.
Yeah. There's so many different ways in which technology can enhance the service experience. And I guess I was talking to Chris English from McDonald's yesterday. We was talking about the idea of how they're going to be utilising AI within their drive-thrus, and that's kind of, if I'm working in a drive-thru, I'm potentially a little bit nervous about that, because I'm thinking, are you basically walking me out of a job? Yeah. But the simple answer is, it's not, is it? I mean, technology is fundamentally an enabler. Yes. That's kind of the simple thing. So, from where do you sit on that?
Yeah, so it's funny because optimization is often seen as replacing a human being with optimization or technology or AI or whatever it might be. People are missing a trick there, because if you can optimize a business, the throughput of that business increases dramatically, which then means that there's more opportunities, more jobs, more scale, more venues opening, and ultimately everyone will benefit from it. Mm-hmm. It just means that position that's been held, that has been fulfilled by manual labour, is getting replaced, so that skilled person can be utilised elsewhere in the business to benefit that business more, rather than just filling a gap that technology can offer that fulfillment.
I think with our technology and payments, that's the service part. We let the tech do the service part. Let the your staff and the people on the ground, let them do the hospitality, so they have time to actually talk to the customers, look after the customers, get to know them. That's the kind of experience that people want now, because there's so much competition out there, and that's why I see the difference between hospitality and service. Let the payments do the service, and let the guys on the floor do the hospitality.
And I think going a step further, we've been talking quite a lot internally in the business about what is the future of payments looks like. And actually, for me, the future of payments is hidden. It's invisible. So imagine an environment where you book, you arrive, you dine, you have a great time, great food, sometimes great company, unless you're with Chris.
I mean, yeah.
And then you leave, and the money's taken.
Yeah.
Payments doesn't need to be seen, it doesn't need to be acknowledged. It just needs to be done at the point where you've had that experience.
So is there anybody right now doing that? Because the only one I can think of is Wagamama tried it a while ago in their app, that if you left the door, then the transaction would close down and it would bill to your card. And I was like, that for me makes perfect sense. But they've kind of stopped doing it.
So the thing is, and this is where Dojo is very, very particular in terms of how it approaches the market with its products, is we don't do a thing or release a new product until we've nailed all those little pinch points, all those niggles that customers have with similar related products or products that have gone to market too quickly. We quash all of that, we do all the research, we do all the investigations, and we come to market with a product that's suitable for the wider economy, and also is going to fit the bill of exactly what people need now and for the future as well, because that gives us our tenacity to grow and grow as effective as we are with partners like this.
Love it. So, talking partners, I think I was chatting sustainability earlier, and we were talking about kind of how do you choose who you work with. For me, when I look at how I choose who I work with, I'd like to say I'm fussy, but I'm going to talk about Chris again, so I'm not that fussy. But I guess the reality is, when you're talking about building partnerships and building those long-term sustainable relationships, how are you making those choices about who you're kind of connecting with?
Well, I'm previously was selling for Dojo before moving into the enterprise team, and I'd worked in hospitality for 20 years, so for some of the big players, including Young's. So I kind of was after targeting SME market, I thought I wanted to go bigger, and we started Young's Brewery. So that engaged, after a couple of months of kind of initial talks, engaged Access, and we weren't actually, as Dojo partnerships, we weren't working with Access just yet. That partnership created another partnership with Access, and over the 2 years we worked together, weekly calls and building the integration, which I think is probably one of the best integrations out on the market, pet table. And Young's absolutely love the partnership, love our service, and long may it continue with Access.
I mean, we have arguably probably one of the biggest integrated networks in the market right now. We've got over 600 integrated partners.
Wow.
So we are not picky. We work with good businesses. We work with businesses that can offer the right functionality and ultimately adhere to our APIs in terms of pay at table, pay at counter, and so on. But we want to be able to give the market choice. We have a firm belief in separating your financial tech with your operational tech. But your financial tech should give you operational benefits. And we sit nicely in that segment where we have customers who come to us and they might have Access, they might have some other competitive solution, and we can sit there and go, we can nail those payment requirements that you've got, and you have the choice to remain with your incumbent or go elsewhere if that's what your desire is. Yep. But from our perspective, we're agnostic, and we just enable the industry to fulfill better payments, faster, smarter, and make it more reliable for them.
Sounds good. So, last question. What does the future hold? What's exciting you right now? I mean, you've touched on the idea of kind of payments being just completely in the background and transparent. What's getting you to where you want to be next?
I think Dojo has big plans. I think we're looking to go into other markets within Europe. So I think 2024 will be a huge year for Dojo, and very, very excited about that.
Yeah. And I think closer to home, Dojo has been built over the past few years on the SME space. So 1 in 8 transactions on a high street now is put through a Dojo terminal. Wow. Which is a formidable achievement to have made. And obviously Hans mentioned Young's earlier with Access Group. We fell into the enterprise space. Literally fell into it. People were knocking on our door going, "Want your tech?" in our pubs, and there's 500 of them. And we're used to just doing transactions with one client on the shore. So for us, it was exciting, right? Because it's a whole new market, and now we've created this enterprise team, and we're going to market with it. We've just spent the last year or so building up our product stack to fit those enterprise requirements, because they are very niche and very different. And now the pipeline we've got, the people that we're looking at, some of which everyone mentioned today, it's going to be an exciting 2 years for us, and it's going to really put Dojo on the map, but it already is on the map. So it's going to make it just that next level, and that's something which drew me to the role. What a great team and great product.
Exciting times, eh?
Yeah, amazing.
Super stuff. Thank you, fellas. Really appreciate it. Tell the camera where they can find you, and if they want to get in touch, who do they talk to?
Yep. So if you haven't heard of us already, if you'd like to just go onto our website and fill in an application form, someone will be in touch shortly. So that's www.dojo.tech. Or alternatively, go to our social medias or contact your friendly neighbourhood Dojo man.
I very much love the fact you did the www dot. You really just exposed how old you are. No one does that anymore. No one does that anymore.
You should do www.
No one does it. It's
Dojo
unnecessary.
dot tech.
You might as well put the HTTPS in there. Still got forward slash.
HTTPS colon www dot
Forward slash.
forward slash. Is there another forward slash?
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.